Welcome, beloved. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. And welcome to the first day of the best of your life. And welcome to the eternal remembrance of your ascension. Today, I am here to speak with you about 2015 and full moon highlights. I am Aquarius Mercury. I love you so much, and it's time for us to rise into the full majesty of that which we are. So as you stand upon this threshold of 2015, we're only a month in at this time, and the question is not what 2015 can do for you, but what can you do for 2015? Or we'll put it a different way. It's not a question of what will 2015 do to you, but what will you do to facilitate your greatest empowerment in 2015? So, numerologically speaking, 2015 is a number 8 year, and 8 is a number of manifestation. And so here we want to recognize that manifestation is the offspring of infinity and eternity, because that which comes into the realm of manifestation is something that has its origin in the intangible realm of creation, the preborn realm of reality. You know, reality is born where it comes into manifestation, and then reality is preborn, where it has its roots in the intangible realm. So we want to exalt our appreciation for that. In other words, we're uploading our gratitude in order to download our blessings into manifestation. So in this frequency of 8, we can manifest more powerfully than before. The sense of responsibility will be stronger than ever. Here we are standing right here on this foundation of the full moon. There's a full moon in Leo today. This being the 3rd of February, and the moon is full in the sign of Leo, which means that the sun is in the sign of Aquarius, because whenever there's a full moon, there is an opposition of the sun and the moon. And this particular full moon is an epic full moon because it is activated by so many of the other planetary placements. So this is one of the most powerful full moons of this entire year, and the fact that it is, right here at the beginning of this year, it is a tremendous amount of force that is available to us. The sign of Leo is related to creation. So our power to create can be stronger than ever. It's also related to the child. So it's really important for us to deepen our relationships with children, but not only with children as in the external sense, but also children relative to the inner child, or in my case, inner children. Everybody has an inner child. I have twins. I have baby Aquarius and little Mercury. They are sacred rascals. I let them out to play regularly because they are the root of my power. It isn't accidental that Leo is the sign that is ruled by the sun, which represents God. Wherever you have your sun sign is your mode of commitment to the contract of this life and the specific way in which the Godhood expresses through you. So it's very interesting that the sign that represents Godhood, because of its connection to the sun, Leo, is also the sign that represents the child, in that Leo rules the 5th house of children. But again, children as in the external children, but also the internal children, or the inner child. So this is a really powerful time for us to really begin to look at how is it that we are in expression of the God self within. Are we really embracing the truth that we are our own version of the whole universe? You are your own version of the whole universe. The universe would be utterly incomplete without your specific part being played. This particular full moon is helping to bring a resonant understanding of this truth. The full moon is this opposition between moon in Leo, sun in Aquarius. So the Aquarius frequency brings in the tribe community. So what is your relationship with the tribe? Your relationship with the tribe as in how you dance with the tribe externally, but what's your relationship with the tribe internally? This is the very same expression that I just spoke, that you're your own version of the universe. The universe represents the celestial tribe that is personified in and through you. Aquarius also is very strongly connected to the eccentricness of being, or the uniqueness of being, that part of beingness that you allow yourself to express independent of how accepted it might be by society or others or the status quo. To be in that willingness to where you say, I'm going to be me, the whole me, and nothing but me in spite of what is expected of me. This full moon will help to facilitate that as well. A full moon is, in astrology, it is a first house, seventh house aspect. And the seventh house is the house of relationships. So anytime there's a full moon, it always has a strong emphasis of the relationship dynamic. And it's also significant that this full moon is taking place less than a couple weeks away from Valentine's Day, which is that day that is so powerfully associated with the relationship dynamic. And on Valentine's Day, the moon will be at 17 degrees of Sagittarius. This full moon is 14 degrees of Leo. And so there's a trine relationship between Sagittarius and Leo. So this full moon is harmoniously activating that point that the moon will be at when we reach Valentine's Day. So we can also use this frequency to accelerate the power of our Valentine experience, our relationship experience. In relationship, we come together to reveal one another to each other. We could not have the fullest degree of understanding of who we really are without the benefit of relationships, because we see the mirrored reflection of our own self within those that we are in relationship with. They are our own self by extension. So we can't really get away from relationship, and neither would we really want to get away from relationship, because that's the means by which we discover more deeply into the inner selfhood of who we are. That's the great gift that relationship gives unto us. It's also a means by which we deepen the dance with our own godhood, because in our dance with the beloved, it's really us having a rendezvous with the whole universe that is personified in and through the beloved. It's a very powerful experience. Also, this full moon is activating the Mercury retrograde point. Mercury went retrograde at 14 degrees of Aquarius, and so this full moon is also activating that, and Mercury will go direct. Let's see, I believe it's the Mercury direct, February the 11th, Mercury goes stationary direct. So we're still in that cycle. And the Mercury retrograde energy is always about the inner communion and the inner communication, because when we're in a Mercury retrograde cycle, everything turns inward, which is one of the reasons why sometimes things don't have as fluid a flow in terms of our outwardness, because our energy is meant to be turned inward. So we don't want to fight against circumstances that don't seem to be as flowing as we might like them to be, because the journey is an inward journey. Mercury retrograde is saying, look within. And also, because this Mercury retrograde took place in the sign of Aquarius, it's about communion with the inner tribe, or communion with the universe that dwells within the core of our own being, and how we can become a greater exemplification of that universe that is personified in and through us, because each of us are our own version of the universe. No one can do the universe exactly like you. No one can do the universe exactly like me. So it's a very powerful opportunity here. In this full moon, it's very close a close conjunction with Jupiter, which there's a great expansion. So there's an expansion of our emotionality, moon, an expansion of our connection to family, moon. You know, maybe it's time to bring some of the higher wisdom, Jupiter, into our relationship with family, moon. You know, if we've been, for example, having resentment towards some family member or being in a state of upset, it's an opportunity to expand into something more lofty, something more exalted. You know, if it's difficulty with a family member or a friend or whatever, you know, then maybe we want to use it as fertilizer. You know, fertilizer is waste, and yet if we, follow the wisdom of the soil that never gave a rebuttal when that waste was dumped on it, but rather yielded a richer crop, not in spite of the waste, but because of the waste. So if you're having challenges with your family or friends, you want to yield a richer crop of life experiences, not in spite of those difficulties, but because of them. You want to make everything serve you. You want to stand forth and say, I am empowered by everything. Everything is meant to be servant unto you and not meant to be master over you. This particular full moon is experiencing what is called a quincunx, or an inconjunct, from Chiron and Mars in the sign of Pisces. And so this is an opportunity for the healing of sexual abuse and the healing of energies that had a very aggressive impact, upon you. Mars in its shadow expression can come from aggressiveness. It also has a connection to sexuality. The planet Chiron is the planet of the wounded healer. So this is the wounded healer discovering the healer within. It's an opportunity to get in touch with what healing modality would you like to express in this life of ours. What are the ways in which you'd like to offer healing energy? How would you like to be a catalyst for the uplifting of other beings, the upliftment of the whole universe? Not only do we have the capacity to offer healing unto each other and unto other individuals, we have the capacity to offer healing unto the whole of the universe. And Jupiter conjunct the moon is helping us to get that, because the moon also has its association with the soul. Jupiter is expanding that energy so that the soul begins to recognize its identity as not only the individualization of soul, but the unividualization of spirit. Spirit personified in and through the expression of soul. So let us get in touch with the wounded healer. We all are the wounded healer, and yet there is something so sacred about the wounded healer. It's okay that we have experienced the wounds of life and the difficulties of life and the challenges of life, because it is through our becoming wounded that we even become an empowerment unto the whole of the universe. Because when we come into the liberation of awakening and rising above that pain, then the universe becomes an even more glorious universe than it could have been had we not went through that pain and then come into the awakening of the empowerment where we become champion over that pain, or we allow that pain to champion us. Pain is meant to champion you. Woundedness is meant to champion you. Difficulty is meant to champion you. Fear is meant to champion you, because everything that you experience, the good, the bad, the ugly, is meant to be servant unto you. You are meant to be empowered by everything. This is what is available to us through this frequency of the full moon in Leo. There's also the planet Pluto, which is in the sign of Capricorn. That's And it's making an inconjunct or quincunx to this full moon point too. And so, and Pluto in Capricorn has been a strong player for a while because it's been in Capricorn squaring Uranus in Aries. The Pluto in Capricorn is an opportunity for the death of unhealthy feelings. Also an opportunity to stand in the wisdom of exonerating the shadows, forgiving the shadows. It is wise not to despise it. Use the dung to fertilize it, for life's greatest connoisseur gets the best crops from the best manure. I say the heathen spoil the seed and cause my little heart to bleed. Yet if I had not the need, they couldn't do these awful deeds. If in fact I need the lesson, the pain they cause becomes my blessing. The real truth is they work for me, so what shall be their salary? To ensure that it serves me best, I'll pay them the wages of forgiveness. We want to exonerate the shadows. Forgive the shadows. Go to the core of the shadow, you'll find the light. Go to the core of the fear, you'll find the light. Go to the core of the worry and the despair, you'll find the light, because light owns the center of everything. Therefore, we don't want to throw the baby out with the bath water, but rather pierce to the center of everything where the light is found, that then becomes a greater empowerment unto your soul. Rise up, beloved. It's your time. It's my time. It's time for us to be in the expression of our godhood. Neptune is also making an inconjunct, a little bit widely, but still an inconjunct to the full moon point. This is the deepening of relationships and being able to experience relationships on the celestial level, where you truly do understand that you're having a rendezvous with God and a rendezvous with the universe through that beloved. It is also an opportunity to rise in the appreciation for the preborn realities of life. You know, we have realities that are birthed through manifestation, and then we have realities that are the preborn realities that exist within the womb of creation, or as my beloved celestial mentor Abraham would say, the vortex of creation. See, this is the realm of infinite possibilities where all reality is an eternal expansion of infinite possibilities. Every blessing that we seek is already done. Manifestation is the icing on the cake, but the cake's already baked in the non-physical inner realms. But we must skyrocket our gratitude. We must learn how to be in great gratitude for even the blessedness that we cannot see. Thoughts and feelings create all forms, and blessings thrive before they are born. So through great prior appreciation, let us flood our lives with manifestation. Being in appreciation also for the great femifestation. That's the womb of creation. You know, the great femifestation is eternal, a never-ending formless stream of life. If manifestation is your only thrill, you're in the grips of fear and strife, for forms will come and forms will go. This is a truth that we all know, and all things of time and space at some point will be erased. So the planet Saturn in this year 2015 is in a square relationship with Neptune, and this is the spiritualized